Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to um, my session about the transition to AI ops and the new age of digital transformation. So, first of all, I would like to thank you for joining the conference and joining my session. So, I will be happy to walk you through our session today. Okay, so just a quick overview about myself. My name is Mohamed Radwan. I'm a principal DevOps consultant and advisory lead at Entity Data UK. I have been in the industry for more than 22 years now. And during my experience, I helped more than 60 enterprise customers, some of them from the Fortune 500. I'm a Microsoft MVP in GitHub and Azure DevOps since the beta version, which means that I have access to the private roadmap, which is under NDA, and I'm part of developing all the beautiful feature about the Copilot and the AI that we will see today in our session. Okay, enough about me, and let's see our agenda. So first, we will get an overview about the first wave of digital transformation, which is happened in the past decade. And then we will understand how we managed to improve the productivity and reliability during that wave, and what are the other obstacles that we faced in the end of this wave or era, and how the second wave, give us just a completely new era for digital transformation using the evolution and the rise of the AI. And after that, we will talk about how the AI age or era is built on the top of the classic DevOps that we used to do. And after that, we will get an overview about a sample use case that I'm going to demonstrate how we can use the AI ops. And before we go to the demo, I will just give you an overview about that use case, so just to give you a better understanding of what I'm going to do. And then we will go for the demo, and after that, we will have your Q&A. Okay, the first wave of digital transformation. If you remember, when Agile Manifesto is published in 2001, about the practitioner, many practitioner about how we are going to develop the software moving forward. Like working software instead of or over the planning and all this principle and value. And since this time, we start moving from waterfall to the agile and DevOps. We start embracing all the practices of the agile and the speed the delivery. Start to be more, focus on delivering the values and all these practices. Having this automation and all of that. And I think we did very well during this first wave of digital transformation. Many companies embracing the practices and developing that. And we managed to improve productivity and reliability by, for example, looked at repetitive tasks, either it's manual or automated. So for the automated tasks, we start, looking at, for example, the efficiency of this automation. And for the manual task, we start automating them. So for automated, for example, we start looking at the duration of the task. Can we have a parallel automation, for example, or maybe look at the waiting time? Can we reduce the waiting time? Can we eliminate the waiting time? The reliability of the execution for the automation. For example, if I executed this build automation or this deployment or test automation in 100 times execution, what is the successful rate or the failure rate? So, reliability of execution. And we managed to, again, improving that for, many projects, and it really did well. But again, I think we reach to the end of this age or this era. I know that some companies are still facing the challenges, but in many companies now we have all the tests is automated. We have code coverage 100%. The deployment is automated. The build is automated. We really reach the end of this age, and we start facing another obstacle. Again, the obstacle here is not about the current challenge, but it is we all know that we live in a very dynamic world that require the change very frequently. We would like to be more responsive to the market, being responsive very fast to the competitor, to the market. Yes, we managed to do that, but we would like to be more responsive and embracing the change even more and more speed. We become more greedy for more response. And this is comes to, we would like to implement the change or the requirements even faster. We would like to discover the issue, fixing them, and being more responsive. And this is when we come to the new era and the second wave of digital transformation. And this is the evolution and the rise of the AI. And to understand this, we need first to understand, that we have three ages. The first age is the manual age. This is when the industry started. We have everything manual, like, we have manual build, manual test, deployment, monitor. I still remember when I go using Java or .NET, you go for the application, you start click build, and this will just run the build manually. The same for the test. You have the test cases, all the steps, you start verifying, all the verification is just manually. And then we, move with the first wave of digital transformation to the automation age. This is, we can call it now the classic or the legacy DevOps that we used to have all the past decade. This is when we start having everything is automated, automated build, automated test, automated deployment, automated monitor, So we start automating all the practices in the industry. And this is, again, it's really done very well. And then we move to the new age, which is the second wave of digital transformation, which is the AI age or the new era, the AIOps. And again, this will completely change our practices now. It's already did. We started this era. It is the same as, we're starting everything with AI automated build, AI automated test, AI automated deployment, monitor, requirement, security, so you can think again, AI will be embedded in all the practices, inside all, the practices that we used to do in the past decade. And for the first wave, we managed to move from months, hours to be days and minutes. And for the second wave, we are going to move from days and minutes to be minutes and seconds. So again, it's a completely new era, and we are the head of the curve. So it is the same moment as the Agile Manifesto when it's published in 2001. So I think it's a critical moment in history that we all witness about, this new era that we are going to embrace and see for the future and the coming decade, instead of the legacy or the classic DevOps that we used to do in the previous decades. But again, you need to understand that AI age is built on the top of the DevOps age. And to understand that, again, you need to understand that it is the same as, it's built on the top of each other. For example, before we going to or moved to the automation age or the DevOps age, we had the manual age. For example, having the dependency management, how you're using your application, your libraries, and all of that. So if you didn't structure your application in the right architecture component, having the automation age or automating the dependency management, it doesn't make sense. So the AI, the automation age was built on the top of the manual age. The same for the AI age. It is built on the top of the classic or the automation age, which means that we need all the previous capabilities. It just, we are going to build on top of that is to improving the efficiency and the effective of how we developing that. It is reducing the time for the implementation, for embracing the change, for finding the bugs, fixing them, finding the vulnerabilities and fixing them, and all of that. Okay, so, but again, remember, AI is your co-pilot, enhancing your capabilities, but you are the pilot. You are the one that driving that ship. Yeah. So you are going to control that. It is not that it is controlling you. Okay, so just to give you a quick overview about our the use case for our demo. So in order to to test that, so what I did is I really went through all these three ages in one use case. So for example, in my community, we had a community built for the DevOps, and we used to have members, and actually it is now more than 100 members. And we built this community having a user like user profile for each one of our community members, and we spend time doing this user profile with the manual, like it's a markdown as you will see in the demo. And we started gathering the data from the users, start putting this all together inside the markdown to do that. And this took around 266 working from our community members. And again, we didn't spend any, or we didn't do any automation. And as our community is getting more involved with people, so we started to invest in some of the automation, and we start developing PowerShell script that can automate the creation of the user profile. But we're spending again sometimes to automate that this creation, and it took around 55 working hours, of course including the development and the operation. And then we decided to invest in the AI ops and redevelop everything for using the AI. So we're spending around 5 working hours developing what we spent 55 hours working time to develop that. So we managed to reduce the time by 95% for the development and embracing that change for future creation of the profile. Okay, let's look at the demo that we are going to see now. Okay, so here I will move to the Azure DevOps. This is where we have our user profile. We use the wiki markdown on Azure DevOps. This is just a fake data. So it is, of course, for saving and the privacy for our community members. We don't expose that. So this is just not accurate data, just for our demo. So as you can see, we have all the user profile, including all the data for them. Name, mobile, age. We collecting all the data so we can grouping them, making them like based on the experience and so on. So we divided the user profile into different sections. So here, for example, we have personal information, professional information, social media platform, and so on. And again, in order to do that, what we did is just, again, this is markdown. So we start collecting the data, we start creating that manually, which again, as I explained, it took around 266 hours collecting the data and do that manually. And then we moved to the DevOps age, where we develop this PowerShell script that start iterating, getting the data, iterating over the provided data, and creating the markdown automatically, push them to the repo automatically as a part of the automation for that. So again, this spending again more time for developing that, around 55 working hours. So what we are going to do now is how we are going to develop that using the AIOps. So what I'm going to do is I will just copy that value and I will navigate here to the ChatGPT. Of course, we can use it GitHub Copilot or ChatGPT, or I'm using here. Usually, I have many demos using ChatGPT and GitHub Copilot, but in this demo, because it's a small demo, I will just use ChatGPT. So here I will just say, okay, create a PowerShell script for me to generate the following markdown. So I give ChatGPT here the structure of the file. And of course, what it's going to do is start, creating the PowerShell script exactly doing that. But again, here, this is just the information, all the value embedded in the PowerShell script. So I don't need that. So what I'm going here is, of course, here, examine the script. So what I'm going is just tell ChatGPT is I need the values as a variables, so I can change that with different users. And in the beginning of the file, and this will extract all the hard-coded values inside the PowerShell script, and instead of be hard-coded to be variables, and put them in the beginning of the file or the PowerShell script, which is fantastic for me. Yes, and then here, what I'm going is just, of course, I'm not going to use the value inside the file, but usually I will use external data source. This is for our community, like a database or CSV, comma, separated value files. So what I'm going to do is just read from a CSV file. So it will here just structuring the data as a CSV and start getting the data from a CSV. Again, to simplify the demo, of course, we're using, in our case, a database, but here this is just for simplifying the demo. And here, what I'm going to do is just to create, multiple files, because right now it just to create all the user profile inside one file. So, but I need a file for each user. This is why I will ask to create that. So this will make a loop over the CSV records and start creating one file per record in the CSV or the database. And then here, I'm going to change the name of the picture or the image of the user profile to make it more easy for our demo to be an incremental number. So here, this is just like the first user will be 1, the second user will be 2. This is just for simplifying the demo. And then here, I will just adjust the name of the file. We have a name convention for our community members. So we're using the community subscription ID and also the AKA, or also knowing as. So what I asked it here is to change the file name to include the AKA and the subscription ID. And this is exactly did as I expected. And now it saves the file with the required information. And now I'm going just, again, this is reading from the CSV. So I will copy my script, and here I will navigate to an empty place in my local machine. Here I will paste the PowerShell script, start saving the PowerShell script with the PowerShell extension. Now I don't need this file. Now I will just open that with VS Code to examine the PowerShell. Again, you are the pilot, not the co-pilot, so you just need to remember to review, verify, and confirm that this is as expected. So yes, I can see that this is the path, so I will change the image to the index. This is the incremental number for the image as I explained. Okay, that's look okay for me. So what I will ask here is to just create a CSV file, because again, to use the demo, I don't have a CSV with the data. Even I will show you how to create that very quickly with this sample data. So here, I'm just extracting this information and create a CSV file. So I will just give him this data and ask to create a CSV, so you can see that how the input for my script can look like. And so as we can see, this, it will take all this user profile, and I can download here the CSV file. And if I open the CSV, I will put it here beside the script. We can see that here I have all the users that I used. Okay, so here I will just need to the place where I have my repo, the local repo, and I will put it here, the path in the script, so it can, this is the place where I would like to generate the user profile. I will put it here before the file name. That's correct. And here, this is the form that we use to collect the data to create the CSV file. So usually people will just go for the form, submit their data, and then after that, we can have all the CSV file, which including all the data. It could be by database or. Okay, so, and this is how the user form after downloaded. Okay, so let's navigate now to, this is the file. So what I'm going to do now is to just run the PowerShell here to run the script. So again, the developed script will just get the CSV file, reading all the data, from that, and start creating the user profile. But we don't have a user image for the user profile. So what we do that here, of course, this is just the CSV. This will create the user profile. Of course, if I open here the user profile, we can see this is the user profile, but as we can see, we have some errors because it looks like some of the text does not appear correctly. So, and again, this is because it's another language. So what I needed is to change the encoding, and I will do that manually, not with the AI. Again, and this is why it's very important to be the pilot, not the co-pilot. And here, change the encoding again, and here I will just change the AKA and change the way the file name convention. And I will delete the user profile and run the script again. So this is creating the user profile. Let's see. So now we can see that the script created run successfully, and the encoding, it's working fine. Everything. If I see the preview, it looks fine. This is the personal, the social, the platform. Of course, I don't have images here. So let's move here and create a sample image. I will use the AI as well for generating small images for just to give you the idea. And I will just saving the image with the incremental number as I used in my script. Just save them with a number. It is the same as in the script. And now we can see that inside the members here, I have all the images and I have the script. So what I'm going to do is open git bash, and I, just look at the stages. I have all this file untracked, so I stage them and will commit to the local repo on my machine. Let's open a new repo and project. And here, this is the wiki. I don't have any user profile. Let's go for the source of this repo. I don't have any images, any profile. And then now I'm going to push the created markdown and images from the local repo to the remote repo on Azure DevOps Wiki. And then let's refresh. So by refresh, we can see now I have the user profile with the images pushed to the wiki as a markdown file, which including all the members. And of course, if I navigate the source of the repo, we can see here all the files, including the images as well, which is I created. Yes, and that's it. So now we move to the question and the answer, and I will be happy to answer your questions. Okay. So, okay, I got it. What we have been automating using out manual investing that will be replaced with AI packages like ChatGPT, etc., by proper prompt engineering. This way, automation is faster. Yes, exactly. This is the main idea. Okay, is there is any question Coco would like you take or yeah? Okay. The first question: what do you it is the next phase of AI ops from the second to microseconds. Actually, the main idea, what I'm trying to say is moving from the first wave to the second wave, we are going to reduce the time of the implementation, the change, uh, finding or discovering the issues and solving them. Okay, so what exactly is AI ops? As we already automating with script, etc., DevOps. So in AI ops, what else will be automated? The automation here is not the deployment. For example, if we're talking about deployment automation, so deployment is already automated, but what you are going to automate is how you develop the automation. So and again, it's not automated, it's just increasing how you develop that, how you change. For example, if your deployment including 3 stages and uh, just get a request with 5 stages, or you have a new requirement for your deployment. So instead of taking long time to implement these changes, you will get to develop that very quickly. So using the best practices, for example, using component and all of that, but you will improving that with AI. Okay, I think that's it. To wrap up, again, I think it's a critical moment that we all going to use and embrace the co-pilot, the AI in many of our practice in the industry. It is not only in the DevOps, but for all services and other industries as well. Thank you for joining, and we would like to hear your feedback. It's really appreciated. Thank you.